join in. There we go. What's up, guys? Max here, Muscle World, and I have quite a few questions. I thought I would answer them. Well, I get quite I get quite a few questions online on comment sections, and also on Instagram and things like that. I get direct messages, a lot of questions. I try and answer them as best I can, as quickly as I can. But I thought, well, it would help if I maybe answered some in a live stream as well. I'll just give you guys an opportunity to ask any questions you've got of me here and there, and I'll do my best to answer them, because I do find it's easier to answer whilst talking to you than it is by typing away. A bit easier to explain myself then. So first question I'd like to start with, Max, is he's messaged me on Instagram and he said that he's trying to do press ups, he's trying to improve his press ups, but he's getting to about 35 or so and he just can't seem to progress any more than that, and he's just asking for what he can do. So what he's been doing then is he's been trying to practice the press ups. So asking for some new techniques. So obviously, definitely got to keep doing your press ups, keep practicing them regularly. But you can also introduce other methods into your training. So things like bench dip, barbell bar dips, they're a harder exercise. So once you get good at those, because they use more of your body weight, when you go back to the press ups fully, then they should be easier because you're used to lifting a heavier weight. You can also introduce things like rest pause sets, where you're doing press ups till failure, and then you stop, shake your arms out, a few seconds rest, and then do another few. So you might do, say, 35 press ups. You can stop, 10 seconds break, do another. You can probably do another 5-10 press ups after that. Have a quick break, 10 seconds. You can probably do another maybe 5 to 8 press ups. Then that way, then it just gets your body used to doing the additional repetitions with less rest. So those techniques you can use, and also after you've completed your set of press ups, later stages in your workout, you can do isometrics, where you lower yourself down into a half rep position, hold it there for say 30 to 60 seconds, say 30 seconds rest then, and repeat it again as you would do a normal exercise set. So don't stop doing your press ups, but you can add those things on top. A lot of questions coming in now, so let me just try and answer them, and I'll go back to some of the ones I've already got. Hi guys, Dave, I'm great, thank you mate, how are you? And hi, what drives, motivates you to improve? Ooh. I guess for me, it's a weird one, that. I think it's not necessarily motivation. I think motivation is good for, like, getting up and doing things. Maybe motivation works on the day. But for me, it's more something that's just drilled in me. It's just something I do regularly. So I'm always trying to train, always trying to find a challenge or try and do something. It's more dedication and discipline, I think, rather than motivation. I think that's the important thing in terms of physical fitness anyway. That's really all I can talk about. But yeah, motivation is good, but it's more dedication and discipline that you can ingrain in you, and that's just by doing it, getting up and training, and just making it a thing. The only times I haven't trained there's been 2 occasions where I haven't been able to train, and that's been when I had a brain injury and I wasn't able to get my blood pressure above a certain level. But I still did some kind of training, very light weights, bodyweight exercises, but I just couldn't really work hard at all. So I had about 6 months or so off where I couldn't train then, and then I was able to get back into it. And there was another period then when I was really ill with something. I had about a week off training, and then went back into training later a little bit. But yeah, I've always done something. I think it just becomes trying to think what autonomous almost. You do it regularly enough, you don't think about it, you just keep doing it. Okay, I hope that answers your question. Right, the hardest physical thing I've ever done. That's a tough one, that is. Recently, I would say it was definitely the 200 pounds, the triple challenge I did, when I did the 10 mile run with, I think, 45 pounds. And then after that, the Pen y Fan mountain climb carrying 200 pounds up and down, and then the 1,000 pull-ups afterwards. The second challenge out of the triple challenge, the Pen y Fan mountain climb carrying 200 pounds up and down, was probably the single most hardest thing I've done, because I was fatigued anyway going in, and going up was hard, and because it was quite windy, I was by myself as well, it was quite windy, and I was getting cold at the top, and I didn't have my necessary kit. I was getting quite cold towards the top as well, and yeah, that was probably one of the hardest things I've done, just to keep going and walk back. Coming down then was particularly challenging. I really struggled coming down, and I just had to keep going. It was just no other way. I mean, I was stuck on a mountain, 200 pounds, I couldn't do anything else about it, so I had to keep going down and yeah, just not stop. And we got to, I guess, if you watch the video at the end then as well, I could literally see the car in front of me. It was about 100 metres away and I had to stop. I was like, whoa, I literally need to stop. And I was so tempted to, there was a few times I was tempted actually just to put the bag down and maybe like ferry the weights back and forth to the car to, you know, lighten the load. It did cross my mind a couple of times, but you know, I just didn't want to fail. I just wanted to keep going. So it was just one foot for the other and just, you know, crack on until the end. Actually getting to the car then for the last, right at the end was probably the best, most relieved I've ever been to see my car. I hope that answers your question, mate. Right, how do these comments come back up? Right, how long does it take you to run 10 miles with no extra weight? I don't know. I'll be honest with you, mate, I haven't ran, apart from the challenges you've seen me do on this channel where I did the 10 mile run and when I did the 1.5 mile run, and I had to run at the garage actually a few months ago to get my car because I was going to be late for it. They're the only times I've ran in probably about, well, God knows how many years. I haven't done running training for over a decade, so I don't know. It probably wouldn't be a very good time. Probably be quite the same, similar to the time it took me to run with weight. I don't want to try it because I just don't really like running. I prefer doing weight training, but occasionally the challenges will come up which involves a bit of running, and then I'll just give it a go and just crack on as best I can. The reason why I don't like running is because I used to love it and I just sort of thought to myself, and I was so skinny, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to take a break from this and try and build a bit of muscle because I looked better, in my opinion, and I felt better. So that's why I kind of stopped, and it's never really been in any of my goals of joining running. Not that I've got anything against running at all, I think it's brilliant, and I got a lot of respect for runners. Hope that answers your question. Right, so I've got a few ones in here. I've got one from Arvind Rawat. He's saying he's applied as a Commonwealth National to join the Royal Marines, and he's wants to join as a Royal Marine officer afterwards. He wants to know if this is possible. I don't know is my answer to that. I genuinely don't know. You probably can. I would say it'd probably be better to join as an officer in the first place, but the people who answer these questions are going to be the Armed Forces Careers Office. I mean, I only know a little bit of what I did in the Marines, you know, over a decade ago, so my information is old. I know how to get fit, fitness hasn't changed, so I can help you with as many fitness questions as you can throw at me. I love answering them, but stuff like career moves and recruitment and that sort of stuff is not really anything that I know much about, so it's difficult. Is RM training that hard? Well, it's all doable. It's not impossible. I think it's hard. I think I've done harder things outside of the Marines than I did in the Marines. So I think some of the challenges I've been done on this channel are harder than stuff that I would have done in there. It is, you know, it's hard, but it's doable. That's all I can say with that. When I did it, I just left school, so I couldn't really compare it to anything else. And it was times when I was wet, cold, freezing, and it just kind of breaks you down. I think that's why they say it's hard. There's no kind of one physical thing that you say, well, that's really hard. It's more the fact that it's just over a prolonged period of time, and you're in the field, you're wet, you're cold, you've just got rain coming in at you, and you're just, you know, tired, and you've got to do something else and something with other things you don't want to do, and you just got to keep going. Really, there's no kind of things in isolation where you can say that's really hard. You've got the tests, but in isolation they're not really that hard. You know, as a one-off, a fit person could probably do most of the tests as a one-off. But it's the fact of putting it all together and putting the full 32 weeks and all the stuff that comes with it, and all the aches and pains and all the injuries and the colds, and that's what adds up and makes it challenging, because it just breaks people eventually. They get halfway through and it's just tired, they just give up, they drop their berg, and the weight just gets too much for them. Maybe you've just got the yomp. So yes, it's not, you know, it is tough, but it is doable. Hi Graham, how you doing, mate? Right, so you've just been yourself doing 1,500 press-ups as a wake up. Good man. Yeah, I suppose the thing is, do you find with that then that it's part of your routine? You literally get up straight away, and that's what you do. I suppose that talks about what we mentioned earlier about discipline. That's spot on, and I'm sure a lot of people can learn from what you just said there. Right, I had a good question here somewhere, so you try and find it. Bear with me. Oh yeah, I did a 5-minute workout earlier, the other day, and they said that We just find a comment. Yeah, I had a question. One was more of a comment really than a question, but it said something like the 5-minute workout would be better with dumbbells and you get better results. Okay, yeah, you will. You'll get better results with in terms of muscle building using weights than just bodyweight exercises. Now I love bodyweight exercises, and the 5-minute workout series that I'm putting together is for people who don't have time to go to the gym. You literally do not have the time. Some people, if they're working like 14-hour days, you've got family, you've got kids, you're driving, you've got all sorts going on. You still want to train, you still want to keep fit. So the fact is, you haven't got time to go to the gym for an hour. So these little 5-minute express workouts are literally for those people, and they're not a replacement for a proper gym workout if you've got access to that. Now I specialise, well, I'm not going to say I specialise, but I enjoy making these style workouts, bodyweight only stuff. And the reason why is because I've got a lot of experience in that field. So there's times I worked at ships, on ships, I've worked in a desert, I've worked out in the middle of nowhere, but I've not physically not had access to a gym. Sometimes when I've been training on ships, you've literally just got a room that's probably the size of your bathroom to train in. You've just got a tiny bit of space, you've got no equipment. So I could have sat there and gone, oh, I'm just not going to train, and got out of shape. No, I didn't. But I wanted to be in shape constantly, so I always trained, always found ways to train. And that's why I've been asked to put together these sort of style workouts, these sort of 5-minute workouts. I put them together so they can help people who are in those situations, because I saw people go from being super fit, then they go on to work on the ships where there's no fitness facilities, there's no gym equipment, and then they've come back and they're overweight, or they lose all their muscle mass, or they develop bad knees and things like that. They're not exercising correctly, or they're not exercising at all. So that is why I'm putting together these workouts. If you're able to go to the gym, you've got the time to go to the gym for 2 hours a day or whatever, an hour a day, you've got access to weights and dumbbells, don't do the 5-minute workout, the 5-minute bodyweight only workout, because that's not for you. You need to follow a resistance training program and come back to the 5-minute workout if you find yourself traveling or stuck on the road, or in a hotel somewhere that hasn't got weights and you're looking for some kind of inspiration, still want to train. That's what that workout's for. I cannot find. Where's another comment? A comment about arms, growing your arms, best exercises. Can't find the comment, but I just remember it off the top of my head. You want to know how to. You're 17-year-old. He wants to build his muscles, particularly his arms and his forearms as well. And I just think the best way to do that is to look at your training. Make sure you're using compound, heavy exercises, focusing on form, focusing on technique, and progressively overloading. That is the most important thing. Not going off and doing 2-hour arm days, big tricep day, big bicep day. None of that. I'd suggest full body workouts to begin with. If not, if you really want to do some kind of split, I would say do a 2-day split where you're doing an upper body, lower body workout. You need to focus on compound exercises, pull-ups, chin-ups, deadlifts, bent over rows, bench presses, press-ups, dips. These sort of exercises, weighted dips you can progress to, weighted pull-ups progression as well. Those exercises will be the best for building your entire physique and your arms, your forearms, and grow as well. Now, I'd also suggest then is if you really want to focus on those areas, you could do isolation exercises such as bicep curls, tricep extensions, and wrist curls, or barbell curls with your palms facing the floor. But you don't need to do loads of those. You maybe do 1 or 2 exercises, the isolation exercises, but focus on compound exercises and the progressive overload. They're the most important things. Focus on them now, because you're 17, you've just started training, continue those, and you're going to be light years ahead of everyone else, because most people, when they start training, I didn't start doing progressive overload until, I've been training about 5 to 10 years, not that long, maybe about 5 years I've been lifting weights before I even bothered with really focusing on progressive overload, and that was when the gains came, so I started doing that. So yeah, start now and get ahead. Alright, okay, Ross, okay, hi mate, what was the best methods you used to improve your cardio for RM training? So going back in the day now, so we're literally rewinding back to 2005, when I was like 14 or 15, I don't know what my time is making things up. No, 2005, I think I was 18 or something like that, and I would just run every day. I just had a lake by me, and I would get up, and I would just run around the lake, and I would time myself, and I would like, right, run around this time, and I'd do it again, a few days time, and I'll try and beat that time. And I was constantly looking at the watch, running around, trying to beat the time. Sometimes I beat it, sometimes I wouldn't. but I just keep doing it until I try to. I beat myself up if I didn't. I also used to run around with a weight on my back in a backpack, and I'd run as fast as I can. People used to like comment on me, like I'd run around like, oh, it's that guy again running around with that pack. So I think people always sort of used to sort of wave me along and cheer me on while I was training for that. I also do circuit training and things like that as well. I would say the best thing to do would be hill sprints. I firmly believe in those. I think sprinting up and down hills would be the best thing you can do, rather than running with weights. I wouldn't suggest doing that, purely because your body just isn't ready for it. Just prior to starting wilderness training. So I would say, if you want to improve your cardiovascular fitness, start off doing steady state cardio, and when you're running at a gentle, steady pace, then begin to include at least 2 sessions where you're doing high intensity running. And I would say hill sprints would be the best way to do that. Run up, find hills, run up them. You can even do hill circuits, where like what I used to do was I used to do figure of eights. So there's a place by me, like a hill by there, and then I'd run down and there'd be another hill by there. So I literally do like a figure of 8 loop up these hills, so I'd be getting my rest in, and enough time then to get to the next hill. I'd run back up and sprint back down, and so on. And I would literally do an entire run like that for about an hour, or however long it took me. There was a point as well, some point in time as well, I used to do running and exercising in car parks. I think car parks, parks, play areas, on the swings, do pull-ups on the swings. So I'd run, do a bit of a circuit train on the swings and the playground apparatus. This usually early in the morning or late at night, not when there was kids there. But yeah, that's what I used to do, try and break things up like that. It was quite a funny story actually with that one, because I remember I went through a phase of doing that late at night, because I was working in a night job at the time, and I pretty much was nocturnal. So we used to run to this park, do like pull-ups and muscle-ups and things like that, and all sorts of kind of gymnastic style moves on the monkey bars. But it also used to be a place at night where the stoners would come down and have a few spliffs. And I remember they pulled up in the car, and it was pitch black. I saw them pull up in the car, they didn't see me, and I saw them spark a joint up, and you can see them smoking it. And it must have got to the point now where their eyes must have adjusted, and suddenly I'm there doing all these backflips and swinging around all these bars, and they must have been thinking, what the hell am I smoking here? Like, it was made me laugh anyway at the time. Right, anyway, hope that answers your question. Let's have a look, see what we've got. Some comments. Right. Hi, do you have any other challenge in mind in the near future? Yeah, I've got a few ideas up my sleeve. I'm not going to say what they are just yet. Firstly, I'm hopefully going to be approaching a 13,000 subscriber mark soon. So, as with tradition, I will probably do some kind of challenge around about then. Just done the Carpool Marathon for charity, raise a bit of money there, and I'm hoping to continue my fundraising efforts. But I'm wanting to give it a bit of a break, because I feel like if you're constantly raising money and trying to get money off people get a bit fed up with you. So I thought give it a few months and then try and do another one. I've got something in mind. I'm just looking at the logistics behind it. I'm looking at whether it's feasible and whether it's doable with the time of year it is going to be at the time. So I might have to push it. But I do have a couple of ideas. I'm looking at hoping to do some heavy load carries as well. And I think they'll be quite good and quite hard, quite tough, and quite easy to set up, because sometimes things can be a bit difficult to organise when you try and get things too complicated. So if you guys have got any suggestions, give me a shout. But I do have a few things in mind, and which I probably will crack on with. But any suggestions that do come in, what I do is I literally make a mental note of them, or even write them down on a bit like a notepad on the floor there. I'll just write it down there and then come back to it later on. So any suggestions or challenges, just let me know. But I do have a couple in mind at the moment, and that's usually what happens with me anyway. They start off as a little spark in here, little idea, and then that is what I like about them. Then they just kind of they just suddenly turn into reality, and that's what the main thing I enjoy about them actually is starting them and building them, and that's why I tend to do my own thing rather than going to events and things like that a lot of other people tend to do. Okay, Brian, I'm currently at the gym at the moment. It's not too much to ask. Do you think you could post a live stream to your channel once it's done so I can watch it afterwards? Yes, Brian, I'll do that. It should say you on there as the most recent video on the live stream. So I don't want to interrupt your gym workout. Carry on doing what you're doing, and then we'll catch it up later. Do you do drugs for the military? I've done some things. I'm worried about the medical. I should have all left my system, but don't plan on doing anything since I'm joining. soon, but yeah, when I was a kid, I did a little bit, but I didn't really get into it. I was more into alcohol. I just really like drinking alcohol when I was younger. Not anymore. I've knocked that on the head. Yeah, I think everyone experimented with a bit of weed or whatever when you were kids. It wasn't for me at all. It just didn't go right with me. Everyone was enjoying themselves. I wasn't enjoying myself. We'll just say that. They were putting on having a good time, and I was just sat in a corner, not enjoying myself. So it just wasn't for me, and it was just something I didn't want to continue. To be honest with you, mate, question's gone now. To be honest with you, mate, I just say don't do it. If you're in any doubt, just don't do it at all, and hopefully out your system. Once you're in the military, it's not the sort of thing you want to be doing, because something like that can just ruin your career, can ruin all the hard work you put in. So it's just not worth it, really, mate. But it's entirely up to you. Right, thanks for the question. No, I got PRMC 8th of October. Fantastic. Good luck with that, mate. MJ Craft 9. That is awesome. Right, you've got plenty of time to train for that. That's over a month away. Something to help you on bottom field. I would just say, mate, make sure you're training intensely. I've got a couple of videos specifically on PRMC, and I'm going to do a few more because I do get a lot of questions about it. Excuse me. But don't overcomplicate things. Don't go completely bananas trying to do all sorts of different things, and don't worry about it. All you've got to do is have the basic level of fitness that they ask you to have. So make sure you've got that standard of fitness. Make sure you're used to pushing yourself. Make sure you're used to doing high intensity exercises, and you're used to doing longer duration exercises as well to get your stamina up. The thing with the bottom field is, from what I recall anyway, it wasn't as hard as what I thought it was going to be. I remember going down there and doing it, and everyone said to me beforehand, my day we didn't have it online. It was all like, you went to the careers office and there'd be like some broken man in the corner, like, I just come off PRMC and I failed and I'm going in for the next one. And I'd be like, whoa, what happened? He was like, bottom field, man. And you kind of think, oh God, what's his bottom field like? But it'd been built up so much by the people who failed it that I thought, oh my God, what is this bottom field? Is this physically impossible thing that no one can possibly do? What is it? What do they do down there? What is bottom field? I didn't know what it was. And then it turns out when I went down there, it was just an assault course on a field down the bottom, basically. That's all it was. A couple of high obstacle things and run around for a bit. There was a warm up, which will end. You run around a bit, warm up, leopard crawls, a bit of rolling around the mud, a bit of unarmed combat, wrestling and things like that. Lots of press ups, lots of crawling about, sprints up and down, jump over a few walls, climb a few ropes, do this, that, the other. And it's, it's just dig deep and just crack on. I know it sounds cliche, but that's just all you've got to do. It is just keep going until they tell you to stop, basically. It will stop at some point. And what you find is most people pass it. If you think about how many people go on a course, most people complete it. So it's not that hard. You just got to just crack on and do it. It's, in the end, it's probably only about 2 hours at the most, really. So just have 2 hour gym sessions. Just get ready. Get used to working for that duration of time with the effort, with that effort and intensity. It's going to be harder than anything you've done in the gym before, but just crack on. So make sure you're working your fitness, your hill sprints, press ups, all your bodyweight exercises, and yeah, I don't think I'll be getting nominated for an Oscar anytime soon. No. Guys, I think I missed a question somewhere. I did see one at the top that I've missed. Let me just scroll down. There was something, right, could you make a video of climbing ropes that you did in the time when you were Marine? Sorry I missed that one, Dave. It did pop up, but it's got this annoying habit of disappearing. Right, Dave, so rope climbing. I'm not going to lie to you, I was absolutely rubbish at climbing ropes when I joined up. I thought I was going to be really good. I was pretty strong, pretty good at the body. But I went down there and I just could not grasp the technique. I was one of these people, I had the strength, but with regards to technique and stuff like that, it takes me ages and ages and ages to pick it up. And that happened when I got down there as well. I didn't have anything to practice on either. Because back in those days, it was literally just a sports hall I could train in, press ups and things like that. And I didn't have a gym membership. There was just no gyms nearby. The local leisure centre, I couldn't afford a gym membership. So it was just running bodyweight exercises and a couple of dumbbells that I bought from Argos. So climbing ropes then was a completely new thing to me. You're lucky these days, mate. You can go to most gyms, CrossFit gyms, bodybuilding gyms, or a lot of commercial gyms now have ropes in them. I mean, they're not 30 foot high. They're usually about 10, 15 foot high, but it's still a place where you can practice your technique. I mean, like if I started climbing ropes now, I'd probably be absolutely useless at them with regards to the technique. But now I can probably do sort of guns only climbs because I'm a lot stronger. What I would say is it is a technique in your legs that will drive you up there, particularly when you've got the weight, and it does help you, because what you find is if you're using your arms a lot for it, you're going to develop a lot of problems with a lot of tendonitis. You might even tear your biceps. So you need to make sure you're focusing on technique. The stuff that can help you with that would be things like rock climbing, just to get you used to actually using your legs, because when you're rock climbing, it's not all just upper body pulling yourself up. A lot of it is focused on the legs. And I remember I went to a rock climbing gym and they did this thing where they basically said, right, you've got to climb it with your arm behind your back. And that really kind of helped, because it got you thinking, right, I've got to use my legs. So you had to do climbing with one arm, and you really got to using your legs in position. Very similar to rope climbing, where they make you basically squeeze at it's hard to explain really, but they make you kind of climb up, and then you lift your legs and feet up, and then you grip the leg tightly with your feet and your knees, and then you push up, and you basically just stand up on the rope then, but you're constantly squeezing in. And the way they make you train for that is they make you do sit-ups with like a medicine ball between your legs to strengthen the adductor muscles on the inside of the thigh, get you used to squeezing, and then you can use that power then to come up. I could try and do a little video on the technique. I do have a couple of ropes lying around somewhere, but it's difficult for me to explain, I think, but I'll do my best. And yeah, so I hope that helps. Do you get any other questions on the rope climbing, mate, that you've got there? Right, any more questions while I'm here? I'll have a quick through now, look through the comments. I did have loads, but typically now while I'm here I can't actually find them. Let me just scroll through, and whilst I'm doing this, guys, pop any questions you've got down there. I'll answer the one about big arms. What's everyone doing on a Saturday night then, or Friday night rather? Hope you're all having a good time. Is everyone from the UK or anyone in abroad at the moment? Right. I think that's all the ones I've answered. So, unless somebody answers the question in the next 10 seconds, I'm going to knock it on the head and say thank you very much for watching, guys. What I was going to say is I might do this regular actually, because I do get a lot of questions. I might maybe do it maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks, so I just do a kind of roundup of the questions, compile them, be a little bit more organised than I was tonight because I didn't really compile them, and then sharing with you any answers that I get, which I think might be useful, because I find sometimes people send me private messages on Instagram, and I think, do you know what, that should be probably a lot of people thinking that. And so what I'll do is, I'm assuming if they ask me on Instagram, they don't want everyone to see it, so I'll keep it anonymous, but I'll just say, look, I've had this question on Instagram, and here's the answer, here's what I said, the advice I gave. Now, the trouble is, Instagram's on my phone at the moment, and I'm filming it on my phone, so I can't actually check my DMs on Instagram. But anyway, you get the drift, and let me know if this is something you think would be cool. If you want to do more Q&A style things as well, do some push-ups. What, right now? How many do you want me to do? Do you want me to do push-ups right now? Doom man, where have you gone? Doom brain, are you there? Yeah, how many do you want me to do? Don't say like anything ridiculous now. I'll just as many as you can. No, I'm not doing as many as I can, man. I'll do how about 10? No, not happy with 10. Not impressed with 10. All right, no dramas. Yeah. Anyway, so let me know if you think this will be a regular thing. Have a great evening, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, see you later. Okay, I'll do a quick 40 then before I go. All right, just for fun, and just because I'm nice like that. All right, bear with me. Let me set the camera. I'll finish off with 40 press-ups. But the camera is literally not set up for me to do this, and I've got my lighting all messed up. But this is the sort of things I think I'd do for you guys. A quick 40, yeah. I bet I'm not warmed up either. yeah, I know. The thing is, you guys know, you say do this, do that, and I'll go, yeah, I can't do it, and then I'll end up doing it. All right, you ready? Let's go. Hey, hang on. I've got a better idea. Those of you that are watching, you can do these with me, all right? So I want you all doing 40 press-ups. We'll do them together. So 40 good ones. You ready? I don't want no excuses either. All right, 40 for you lot as well. Because like I said, it's Friday, let's get pumped up. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh yeah, and with these press-ups as well, I want you to go all the way down to the floor, all the way back up. So halfway through, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Right. Did everyone else do them then? I think there's a few messages while it's coming in. Yeah, good effort, guys. Those of you who just did that, that is awesome. Thank you very much. Thanks for the challenge, mate. And, Marino Parra, who is champ? Well, I'm a CV now, really, so I can't really comment on that. But I would be a bit biased because I was a Marine at one point. So I'd probably say Marines. I prefer them. But I got some mates who are Parras, and they're good guys. Absolutely mental. Anyway, thanks for the challenge, and thanks for watching. Thanks for everything, and thanks to everyone who just done the press-ups. See you soon.